Good morning, and welcome to your daily Farm and Home Show, brought to you by the University of Kentucky Cooperative Extension Service. And now, here's your host.
Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna Coles, and this morning Brandon Bell visits with us again to talk a little bit more about the safety of moving farm vehicles, and when you meet one for motorists, a little bit about just staying safe on the roadways. Appreciate you being with us today, Brandon.
Thank you. You know, whether we live on a farm, work on a farm, own equipment or operate equipment or not, it's going to affect us, because even whether we're in Bowling Green, whether we're in Metcalfe County, Kentucky, whether we're in Lexington, we're going to encounter farm equipment on the roadways. And the reason I said whether we're in Lexington, when I interviewed for this job, I came out of the ag building where I had interviewed, and there was a combine coming down through main campus, and I thought, man, this is the coolest job ever. I go to the University of Kentucky in Lexington, and there's a combine, and I have to stop at the crosswalk for it to get by me. So we're going to encounter this stuff. Sometimes it's frustrating. We're late for work. We're late to get the kids to ball practice. I'm late all the time, and I told a group of kids the other day, if my daughter has to be at cheer practice at 6 o'clock, I'm going to leave at 5 minutes till 6, knowing that it's an 8-minute drive. So I'm already late. All right, what am I going to do if I get behind somebody with a slow-moving vehicle and I have to drop down to tractor speed to 15 miles an hour? I'm going to blame them for me being late. That's not their fault. They own the roadway just as much as I do, and we've got to think they are probably more nervous about being up there on this oversized piece of equipment than I am mad about having to follow them. So it's easy to get frustrated. It's easy to get a little road rage going because we're late and blame somebody else. During this time of year, make preparation. If you know you are going through an area of the county where there is more than likely going to be farm equipment being transported, you might want to take another route. If there's not another route, you might want to leave early. But it's just important that we stay safe and that our farmers and our ag workers that are moving this equipment stay safe.
Absolutely. And you know, some people call and they'll say, well, why can't they just move their equipment during this time of the day when it's not rush hour? The problem with farming is a lot of times we're trying to beat the rain.
That's exactly right.
And there's a limited time frame to do some of this work.
We've got to take advantage of every minute that we can work on the farm, you know, because we are limited by things such as rain and so on and so forth. And when we've got to go to the field, we've got to go to the field, and it's really hard to adjust it based on somebody else's schedule or on rush hour or so on.
Yeah, and farmers can work almost all through the night, and if they're trying to beat the weather or something like that. So you can see farm vehicles from way early in the morning all the way until wee in the night.
Right, and no matter what time it is, it's important, as we said earlier, to make yourself visible. Mm-hmm. And you know, our tractors that we have, especially newer model tractors, they have a lot better lighting than we used to see in the past. They're more visible, they have more modern technology, and it's easier to see them. But a lot of times we're on an older piece of equipment that we're still using. We're in a truck, we're pulling a wagon that is not wired for electricity or for lighting. So some of these things that we've talked about earlier are very valuable, yet very inexpensive.
Well, and you mentioned about the price, but how are these powered?
I've got this rigged up for demonstration purposes just to a battery and a cigarette lighter plug. But you can just plug these in to your cigarette lighter in your truck. I leave mine plugged in all the time. I've actually got one behind the console in the center, so I can just reach back if I need to turn the light on and flip a switch. You can hardwire them in. It's a lot simpler, especially if you're going to be moving them from vehicle to vehicle, to just plug them into that outlet.
Now, you mentioned something, you turn them on and off. You don't need to leave it running at all times.
Right. If you leave it running at all times, and you see people that will forget, and they will leave them running. Well, if you're used to seeing somebody running up and down the road with their light on, you eventually stop paying attention to them because you get used to it. Only use them when you need to be noticed. Only use them when it's necessary, and don't just leave them running all the time, or people get used to it.
All right. Well, Brandon, certainly appreciate the information. If you have questions, make sure to contact us at the Extension office. Thanks for watching and have a great day.
If you have questions about today's topic, please call the Warren County Extension office at the number on your screen. Thanks for watching and have a great day.